G'day guys, Socket here. Today's tutorial is a pretty short one, just on how to upgrade your Helix DSP software from version 4 or version 5 to version 6. Now, the reason I'm doing this on my car is because I'm going to do a tutorial on the Audio-Tech Fisher Tune to Target tool, and of course that's only available in the version 6.03 and upwards. So I had to bite the bullet and sort of update the software in my little Audi A1. And so while I was doing that, I thought I'd make this video just to show you guys how it's done in case you need to upgrade your software as well. So enough chitty chat, let's dive on in. Okay, well here we are out in the car. I've got the laptop hooked up to the DSP because before we do the upgrade we want to save any tune files that we already have stored in the DSP's memory, because when we do the upgrade it's got to wipe that memory, right? We don't want to lose our tunes. So I'm using version 5, so what I'm going to do is just open that up and connect. And then I've got 4 tunes in slots 1 through to 3, and then one down here at slot 10. So I'm going to open up the first one. So once that tune's loaded, I can now save and store it. Now this is the way that I would save the files. There might be a quicker way, maybe you know a quicker way of doing this, but all I do is hit save and store and save the file. Now it's going to come up with this crazy looking name. I'm just going to change that to socket tune. There we go. And just hit save. And then then I want to load up the next file I want to save. So that'll be in slot 2. So I click on that, hit load. Now that file is loaded up. I can hit save and store. Hit save. Just rinse and repeat. Right, load up tune number 3. So on the little gear icon, hit number 3, hit load. Number 3 is now loaded, and I can now save and store that. And then finally, my last tune is down in slot number 10. So hit the gears, click on number 10, hit load. That'll load that up. Save and store it, and I want to add a little 6 onto the end of that. There we go. Alright, so that's all saved. Means I can close that down now and we can move on to upgrading the system. Okay, so now we're ready to update to the version 6 software. Now if you haven't already downloaded and loaded the software onto your laptop, this is where you find it. It's under Audio-Tech Fisher Tools, DSP software. So you go under Tools, and it's got the DSP tool thing here, and you go to DSP Tool 6, and that will get rid of this stuff down here. And then you can sort of scroll all the way down until you kind of find the past all the marketing stuff until you get to here. It says DSP Tool 6 now available. Get it here, and then you'll get into the DSP 6 Tool Download Center. Once again, scroll past all this information, and you should end up here. It is down the bottom. So at the moment, the most current version is 6.03.03. Now, depending on when you're watching this video, it might be a more recent download. But so I'm going to download this. That's going to take a little while. So I'll cut back when we're ready to install it. So be right back. Alrighty. So with that downloaded, we now just want to do want to install it. So go to your file, open that up. Click yes, select your language, all this type of stuff. Now you want to create a desktop shortcut and install the USB drivers and the VC redistributable and the audio test tracks, all of that stuff. So click all of those and we'll hit next, and we're now just going to install the software. Okay, great. So then we just hit next and finish. We can either launch the software right now, or we'll do that in a minute. So yeah, that's installed. Okay, so now we have the software installed. You want to re-plug, if you haven't already got your DSP connected to your laptop, do that now. And now we're ready to really upgrade to version 6. So we'll just double click on the software to get it launched. And of course, the system's, your DSP is going to say, well, hang on, that's not, I'm not used to that software. And so it's going to ask to update the ACO platform, right? And save all configuration files. Yep, okay, so it's going to ask us to put them somewhere. I'm going to put them in my backup folder. And select the folder, and it says turn down all your volumes, all that stuff, and we hit OK. So now it's just updating, and wants me to restart. Now, if you're running a director, you'll have to download some separate software, but I'm running a conductor, so it's now going to ask me to update the conductor firmware. So I'm just hitting that and saying yes. That's successful as well. Good. Click OK. So now everything should be okay. It's going to restart again, and boom, it's connected, right? So we can say connect. Do you want to upgrade? Yes. Gosh. My desktop, please, and backup. Select folder. Okay, so it's now updating again. It should reboot and connect. And there we go. So now it's updated. Fantastic. Now I'll need to load up a file because everything is set to nothing or mute. So to load up a file, we're going to click on this little folder, and we're going to go to where we've saved our backups. Here they are, and so you'll notice that we've now got some files called PCT6, and the old files are in a format called AFPX. So when you've moved from version 4 or 5 to version 6, the whole file naming and the types of files that they use in version 6 and beyond are different. So pick the file that you want to load up. So I'm going to just use this one to start with, the socket tune. And it'll come up and give you a whole bunch of information saying that this file was created with an earlier version, and you just be careful, to verify all your output levels and things. But in that version is all the settings related to your conductor, ACOs, your anyway, all the settings in the actual software itself. So you want to kind of load them all up, right? So just go load all, and now the tune should be loaded up, but for some reason the name hasn't come up, so that's a bit weird. But all the tune settings have. So I'm just going to go in there and add a name. So it's socket tune. Oops. Golly gosh. There we go. Socket tune. That'll do. So first thing we want to do is just go and check that the channels are right. So left, right, left, right. Left, right. My rears are, yep, that's all looks fine. And then my virtual outputs, tweeters, mids, lows, rear fills, subwoofer 1 and 2 on those channels, so that all looks great. That's all fine. Now I go back to my output. So you'll notice that everything's laid out differently in version 6. It follows the signal chain. I've got a little video tutorial on the differences between version 5 and version 6. If you're interested, I'll leave the link down below. So that's interesting. So the other thing that you need to probably check is your extension card settings, so your Bluetooth. You'll probably find that if you're using Bluetooth for your phone, that it's no longer it can no longer find it. But certainly, so have a look at that, and just hit pair and repair your phone. Sorry, pair your phone again to the DSP. Make sure that's all working. The other thing that sometimes doesn't get transferred over properly is the remote control. Just make sure that they all kind of look okay. What else is in here? DSP configuration tool, no, not that. Signal management, source configuration. Okay, so in here, this is your sources. So whether you're using Bluetooth or main, like analog or digital, you'll need to reorganize or put them, you can pick up and drop them into a different order. Yep. So, I want my Bluetooth to be priority. And you need to click and activate. There we go. Alright, so that's now playing. Yeah, you're just going to make sure that you activate your signals. Otherwise, you might be wondering why is your system not playing or anything like that. Just make sure all of that is all kind of turned on. And I don't want my main on. I just want my hex and digitals to be activated. Alright, so that is the basic way of upgrading your system. I'm just going to load up a second socket. So I'm going to save current setup to socket number 2. And I want that one to be my 2-seat tune. Yes. Okay, so that's now been put into number 2. I want to make this one number 3. Save current setup to number 3, and it'll ask me to go and load another one in. Thank you very much. And then, of course, I'm going to put my other one down here in number 10. And that one there, right? Fantastic. Alright, so yeah, that's the way that you do your version 6 upgrade. So guys, first of all, I need to apologize. That was a little clunkier than my normal tutorials, and that's because I was trying to do the upgrade film and sort of troubleshoot in real time. But what I found was going from version 5 to version 6 was relatively painless. I mean, as you saw, a few clicks and it was all happened automatically. Certainly a lot smoother than previous versions. Now, when you uploaded all the tuning files, the EQ and the timing and the gain level settings and all that seem to transfer across. In my case, all the inputs, outputs, left right channels for the tweeters and the mids and everything all seem to have transferred across perfectly fine. But as you saw in the video, there were a few things that didn't come across cleanly from 5 to 6. We had to go in and repair the phone in Bluetooth connection, in the source configuration where you have your hex, your main and your auxiliary, that needed to be reactivated, and sort of the order of how you like those things to be, in terms of preference, had to be reset. I later found out after I'd finished filming that the sound effects also don't get transferred across. So if you've got any bass boosters or anything like that, you'll need to go in and reactivate those. And finally, in my conductor, what I found was the color settings for the subwoofers and the rear fills and all that had changed. I think they've been reset back to default, so I had to change those and also activate any other settings that I wanted in the conductor. So whether I did things wrong or whether that's just the way it works, certainly if you find that you've done the version 6 and not everything is absolutely the same as you had it in your previous version, you might find that some of those features need to be go back and reset them kind of manually. But overall, I found the process pretty painless. What I certainly noticed with version 6 is the uploading of tuning files is very fast now. So overall I'm pretty happy. So there you go, guys. I hope you found that enjoyable. As always, thank you so much for watching. If you've got any questions, throw them down below. Otherwise, I will catch you in the next episode.